How to add and change fonts on the Unlimited Creative Agency Business for Sale by Startup Streams on Webflow. I will cover how to add a free Google font to your store, how to upload a new font, how to change the main fonts in your website, and how to change fonts for specific sections. Let's jump straight in by seeing how to import a free Google font. So go to fonts.google.com and have a good look around for the perfect font or font duo for your business. You can search using filters and either enter your own text to preview how it will look depending on the variant of the font you like. Note the name of the font you're fond of and which variants are best. I've decided to go with Sans Serif 4 and Permanent Marker for our example. When you've decided, you then need to upload the ideal font to your store, and this couldn't be easier. So what we need to do is from your Webflow dashboard, before you have even entered your store's admin area, is go to Settings, and then go to Fonts. And you can choose a free font from the provided Google font list. You can then select the variants you wish to import to your store by clicking on all those that apply. I'll import 400 regular as well as 600 and 800. You can see I've uploaded my Google fonts here. But if you want to upload your own font from a third-party source from a marketplace for design assets, say like this is Creative Market, on the same page you can go to Custom Fonts, Upload, but beforehand just make sure that your file is one of the fonts compatible. Okay, so easy, fonts added. So now let's go into the website designer and choose where we want our new fonts to show. And now that I'm logged in, I want to add my new font to the entire website in one go, so this is how you do it. In the designer, I'll go to Navigator on the left-hand sidebar and make sure that the body all pages is selected in the style selector on the right-hand side under the style tab. This button will show pink. This means we have correctly selected the right class to change everything across the whole website in one go. So now I'll go down to typography in the same right-hand side panel and I'll find my font of choice. You can see that as I toggle through the selections, a real-time preview is displayed to show me instantly how my website will appear. Note that some of the assets will change colour as we do this, so we need to make sure that we enter the body tag back where we found it to make the colours reappear again. Also note that H1 tags are excluded from a bulk font change, as just shown, but we'll go into allocating fonts in specific locations in a minute. Right now, note that we don't need to save in the designer as Webflow has autosave, which is very handy. But although the website is saved, it doesn't necessarily mean the site is live. So for any changes we make, we must publish the store, which we can do right now, easily and for free with the provided Webflow domain name by going up here to Publish in the top right hand corner and then click Publish to selected domains. When we link a custom domain name later, it will also appear here. We can then visit the live version of the store where we can preview the animations of our new font, which we won't be able to do in the Webflow editor. But what if I wanted to change the font of only the H1 tags, that's the main title headers, as these won't change with the rest of the website's font? So back in the designer, I want to go to Pages, on the left hand side, and find the Draft Style Guide. I'll then scroll down to find the H1 tag, which you see has not changed. I'll then click on the H1 tag, and up in the top right hand style selector, I will then click all H1 headings. I'll then scroll down to Typography and find my second font. But you'll need to do this for the H1 tag in pink, and the heading style H1 tag in blue. So if we just scroll down further, you can see everything else has changed except from this one here. So again, I'm just going to click this and make sure that it says heading style H1, scroll down to typography and add my other font. There we go. All fonts changed. Now I think I know what you're thinking. Is it possible to edit a font in only one location instead of the entire store? Well, yes, of course. I'm going to go back to the home page via the Pages icon on the left hand side. And if I scroll down and want to edit the font for this section here, expand your creative capabilities. So what I'll do is I'll click on that and I can see a class called Main Hero Heading. But if I make any changes now, all text of the same class allocated will also be changed, as you can see here. So I'll click right next to the class and add a new class next to it which will only apply to this text block here. You can call any class whatever you want, it's totally up to you, but it's best practice to name it something memorable and logical so you can recall again in the future. I will call this and then I'll name it after the font, Serif. And you can see that Webflow has asked me to create a new class, which I'll click, and you can now see that we have two classes showing. And as you can see, when I change the font again, it will only appear to the text with this new class applied. And if I want the font below to exhibit the same font qualities, I can find the class I just made in the style selector and add it to it too. Then both will act in the same way separately from the rest of the website. One last pointer regarding fonts, and that is about the font shown on the hero section on the homepage here. You will notice that this hasn't changed at all, and that's because this isn't a font, it's actually an image. To create this cool zoom in effect, as you can see here, we've been able to achieve this by using an SVG image file. However, I'll go into detail about how to change this and all other images in our video about changing images across the new Unlimited Creative Agency Business website. So, I'll see you there.